Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I guess by the time this video is done, it'll be afternoon after editing. Today I'm going to tell you my amputation story, or how I almost died. So stay tuned. I'm going to get ready and then film the video. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fashionably Fake in Georgia. My name is Maria. So I'm here to tell you about my amputation story, or how I almost died. It was a scary time for me and for my family. So the reason I started this channel was because when I came back from the hospital, end of August 2018, a couple of friends suggested that I do a channel just to talk about my amputation and what I went through, because it might help someone else. Everyone's story is unique. Mine might be different from someone else's. It might not be as traumatic for someone as it was for me. Someone else might have gone through more of a trauma than I did. Okay, so here we go. I have Raynaud's, which means that my fingertips and my toes turn blue, and I can't see it now. You can see a little bit there. They're a little wrinkly, and you can't tell from the camera, but they are slightly blue. So what happens with Raynaud's is your blood vessels constrict. They turn blue, they can turn white, or they can turn red, and it's very, very painful. There is no cure for it. The best they can do is put you on nifedipine, which is a blood pressure medication, which did not help me at all, so I got off of it. The other thing that they can use is, I guess I can say it, is Viagra, which was originally made for blood pressure issues, but of course I found another use for it. So the doctor had given me a prescription for that, but it was like $1,500 for the month, which was out of the question. And even that was not a guarantee that it would work. Okay, so with Raynaud's, you get what are called ulcers. So on me, it starts like a little black dot, and I will insert some pictures so you can see. And if it's not taken care of, it can spread, it can turn gangrenous, and then you'd need to have your fingertips or whole finger, toes, whatever, amputated, which I know several people who've had that done. So basically I would take care of the ulcers when they came up. I would use Epsom salt soaks or hydrogen peroxide. The hydrogen peroxide worked best for me. A lot of people don't recommend it because they say that it kills the healthy cells as well, but that's what worked for me. So I got one on this one toe back in the summer of 2017. I started treating it. It wouldn't heal. It wouldn't heal. I went to my primary. She said to go to a podiatrist. At first, he did not want to provide care for me. So I went to my vascular doctor. The vascular doctor did the sonogram. There were no blood clots at all in my leg. So this was around end of August. I went back to the podiatrist. He decided to provide me care. And then around December, my vascular doctor said that the podiatrist needed to remove the toenail, and hopefully that would heal and would prevent me losing the toe. So that's what happened the end of December 2017. The toenail was removed. It was around December 27th, I believe. So we come to January, what would take 2 weeks to heal, still hadn't healed, which is not unnormal for me. I'm a slow healer, plus I'm diabetic. So that's just my body. My body has turned against me, basically. Okay, so that's what happened. We continued the care for the toe. I was going back every 3 weeks to the podiatrist. He put me on antibiotics. He provided creams for me, but nothing was working. Okay, so he kept treating me, antibiotics, nifedipine cream, and nothing was healing. And then I had started having a problem like sitting for too long or laying down for too long, and I started pacing the house back and forth. I finally went to my primary care. and she said it was sciatica, and she gave me some pain medication. That was not working. So now we're probably in May, and I'm having a hard time. The pain is unbearable. And I had told the podiatrist, you know, my other toes are starting to itch. And he said, well, don't worry about it. You know, this toe is the one that we're primarily concerned with. Okay. I gone to my doctor. She says sciatica, give me pain pills. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm suggesting IV antibiotic treatments or hyperbaric oxygen treatments, and they kept telling me, no, 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 we're not at that point yet, etc., etc. On June 2nd, I was up ready to take a shower, and I was wearing a sock all the time just to prevent injury on the toe. So I took off my sock, getting ready to take a shower, and all my toes were black. So I showed my husband, and we went to the emergency room, and the drive there was unbearable. It was only a 15-minute drive, but I was in so much pain because I had to be physically up and walking to relieve the pain. So I was admitted to the hospital, which we thought it would be like a week of antibiotics and be done with it. But I was there for 3 months between 3 different hospitals. So the first week I was there, normal, they were giving me antibiotics, and I was okay. By the end of the week, they had me in ICU. I'm not sure why. They must have found something. I have no idea. I really don't remember. But then they wanted to do an MRI. So they took me down for an MRI, but I could not lay down on that table for an MRI because, like I said, I was in a lot of pain. And they were so rude. Oh, you can't just lay down for like 15 minutes? No, I can't. I'm in pain. So the next day they took me down. They had to actually put me under to do the MRI. Then after that, I had an angioplasty, I think the following week. And again with that, it was too painful. I had to go back the next day. They had to put me under again to do the angioplasty, and found out I had a blood clot in my leg. So they dissolved the blood clot. They scheduled my surgery for June 13th, which was the same day my youngest daughter was scheduled to have surgery on her shoulder. So we were scheduled for the same day. They prepped me for surgery, and I had the IV in and everything, which is another story. And all of a sudden, I guess some blood work came in and they canceled it. And there began my decline. I was bedridden. They wouldn't let me get up, which to me is nonsense. If I'm able to get up and go to the bathroom on my own, you know, with supervision, let the patient do that. So I was in the bed. I lost weight. I couldn't get up. I did not have the strength to get up. I wasn't eating. I wasn't drinking. The doctor said that my hemoglobin levels weren't up. So they started giving me iron transfusions, and I forgot the other medicine, EPO, to build up my blood. And they said they couldn't do the surgery till my blood levels went up. So at this point, we're getting very angry, getting very upset, because we asked the doctor, well, what percentage of people have a lot of blood loss during an amputation? Oh, very minimal, very minimal. Anyway, so my husband said, well, look, I'm going to transfer my wife to another hospital who will do it. Then they changed their mind. They said, okay, no, we'll do it. We just need to get, give her more treatment. They transferred me to another hospital an hour away, which was the worst. There were actually water bugs in my room, so they had to transfer me to another room, which was hysterical. And I was there maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and my blood level was up, but I still wasn't eating that much. So now finally one of the nurses came in and said, oh yeah, your results look good. And we asked him, well, what's my hemoglobin level? He said, oh, 11.3. And we're like, wow. So it had gone up in about 2 weeks with the treatment at this hospital. So I was finally scheduled for surgery August 3rd. And they actually moved it up a week to July 27th. So on July 27th, I was transferred again to the original hospital, and it was nerve-wracking. I expected the surgery because now it wasn't just my toes they were amputating. They said we could just take your foot, but to get a prosthetic for that, it's kind of, more difficult. And usually people wind up having a revision amputation to below the knee if they just take the foot. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but that's what they told me. So I said, yeah, just take the the leg. I'm ready to go home. I want to go home. So July 27th, they prepped me for surgery. I have a problem with my veins. My veins were collapsing. They put in an IV on this hand, and I said, it's hurting. And they said, oh, the vein collapsed, so they took it out. Then they tried my other arm. They couldn't get it. They finally used one of those, whatever they call vein finders. Oh, these are veins. They found a vein on this arm, and they're rolling me in, and I'm telling them it hurts. It hurts. If the IV hurts, they have to take it out because that means the vein has turned or it's collapsed. And I was yelling, take it out, take it out, take it out. And this part I remember clearly. They wheeled me and they said, relax, relax, relax. It's okay, it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay, take it out. It's hurting, it's hurting. And then I remember them transferring me to the transferring me to the table. And I'm yelling and screaming for them to take it out because it was hurting so bad. And I remember them holding me down. They literally held me down like this. And then the next thing I remember, I guess they're putting the IV in or whatever. And next thing I remember was waking up in the recovery area, awaking and screaming in pain. And they kept telling me, we've given you as much as we can give you. And I told them, well, give me more. I just got my leg cut off. Yes, I'm going to be showing you my leg as it looks now. I have lots and lots of pictures of what it looked like before. But this whole process was horrendous for me and for my family. Like I said, I was in the hospital 3 months between the 4 different hospitals. When I got what usually would take 2 weeks to heal, and then they removed the staples. I was home in August. The staples were not removed till October. And they just could not figure out why. So I wound up going to a wound care doctor. She was awesome. She did her best to avoid a revision surgery. She treated me every 2 weeks. I had to go, and they would debride the area. She would put silver nitrate in it, which is like a chemical burn to seal it and just get all the gunk out of it and stuff, which was a little painful sometimes when she would just, it was gross. So it would normally take 2 weeks to heal, and then the staples come out, and then you can go on and put on a shrinker and go on and get your prosthetic. My surgery was July 27th. I was not given the go-ahead to go ahead with my prosthetic till the beginning of June 2019, and my surgery was July 2018. That was almost a year where I was in the healing process. So yeah, it was a long time coming. It was a long, and I have, with anyone, if you wear your prosthetic too long, you can get sores and you can't wear it for a while till that heals. So it's a big process. A prosthetic is not something that you can wear all day long. But anyway, I'm going to show you my leg here, and you'll see what it looks like. So here is my residual limb or stump. This corner here was the last to heal. The doctor said I was a medical mystery. She couldn't figure out why that was taking so long. You can see here the vertical lines that you see, they were from the staples. The side of my leg healed flush to the rest of my leg, as you can see there, but you see the scar, there's an indentation there. The wound doctor had called that a failed flap. I guess the surgeon did not do a good job, but you see the lines there from where the staples were. So that is my leg. It took me a while to be able to touch it. I was just horrified. Wiggle, wiggle. I call that my meat sack. My leg should shrink even more. So you saw my leg. That's what it looks like now. If anyone's interested, you can comment below and I can show you the pictures of my surgery. Ugh, I couldn't even look at it for a long time. But that was my amputation story. So there was a point in time where I did feel myself fading away and all I could do was pray. And I left it in God's hands. Whether I died, whether I survived this, I knew I had to go ahead and have the courage and keep fighting. But there was a point I did give up. I was tired. I was weak. I mean, people would come visit me and all I could do was open my eyes and say hi, then I'd go back to sleep. That's how drugged up I was. Oh, which is another story. I'll get to that in another video. But yeah, so that's my amputation story. 3 months in the hospital. It took almost a year for me to heal. It's been a roller coaster ride, and I hate roller coasters, okay? Well, thanks everybody for joining me and letting me share my amputation story. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I usually post Mondays and Thursdays, so I will have something for you on Thursday. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.